Well, good morning again, and welcome to the Regional Chamber's very first Good Morning New Springfield and Beaver breakfast program. I'm Kim Calvert, Vice President of Marketing and Business Services, and I'd like to thank you for joining us today and for having us today. I used to have family in Petersburg, and it's been a lot of years, but driving through town, it just brought back such great memories. So I'm so happy to be here. And of course, this facility is just beautiful. I understand it's a brand new school building, and it is amazing. So again, thank you for having us. While our Good Morning events are not new programs, we decided this year to hold them in just about every community in Trumbull and Mahoning counties so we can find out more about what's going on in the region we serve and also tell you a little more about what we're working on at the Chamber. We're looking forward to hearing from trustees Robert Orr from New Springfield Township and Ted Lyda Jr. from Beaver Township, as well as the outgoing superintendent of Springfield Schools, Ms. Deborah Meddy, and her successor, Mr. Tom Yazvac. And we'll round out the program with an update from our Vice President of Government Affairs, Guy Caviello, who will focus on a pretty hot topic right now, the legalization of marijuana. But before we officially begin our program, I want to take a minute to remind you of some of the Regional Chamber's upcoming events. You can find all the details on the calendar of events page at regionalchamber.com. One of the largest events of the year, Salute to Business, will be held on September 3rd and will feature remarks from YSU head football coach Bo Pelini, the Canfield Fair Board, and Ohio Treasurer Josh Mandel. And we'll also honor 10 phenomenal businessmen and women with 8 distinctive awards for their accomplishments in our valley. On September 17th, we'll hold our annual business showcase in which companies display all of their goods and services, and where we also conduct some fun competitions among our members, including the Battle of the Brews, and this year, which restaurant can cook up the best dish featuring what else but bacon. So you won't want to miss that. Moving on to the update portion of our breakfast this morning, our first speaker will tell us a bit about what's going on in New Springfield. Please welcome Township Trustee Robert Orr.
Good morning and welcome. It is a lot like church, isn't it? The pews, except that here we have people sitting up front, which we don't usually have at church. There's the only seat left. Okay. I just thought, because now that we're seated in the newest house of learning, that it should be fitting that I share some interesting history about Springfield and about townships, because it seems as I go out in the various communities, people don't know a lot about townships. So just like most businesses, and the Chamber focuses on business and they do a great job, but Springfield had very humble beginnings. Springfield Township was settled in 1801 by Peter and Margaret Musser. And Springfield officially became a township in 1803. There are 3 towns within the township. Consists of Petersburg, which she just mentioned, which was founded in 1810 by Peter Musser Jr. New Springfield, which was founded in 1826 by Abraham Christ, and New Middletown, which was founded in 1829 by Samuel Moore. The Pilgrims were the people who brought the township form of government to America in 1620. Township government is now in 22 states in America. In Ohio, township government predates our state government. Congregational acts determined the size and the shapes of townships. Our township is 6 miles by 6 miles, 36 square miles. And by the way, great majority of townships are that very shape. In 1804, the townships had 3 trustees and a clerk. That was 1804. To this day, 200 years plus years later, it's still the same, except now the clerk is referred to as the fiscal officer. Ohio has 1,308 townships. International researcher Wendell Cox recently studied Ohio's governmental structures, and here's the great part if you live in a township. When he studied these structures, after evaluating them extensively, he determined that townships had the lowest tax load on its residents. Yay! Of the local government's expenditures by all forms of local governments, townships represented only 2.7% of the entire pie. Very, very small portion were expended by townships, despite providing many of the essential services that we need, including roads, fire protection, EMS services, police protection, street lighting, cemeteries, recycling, and much more. Townships historically have the lowest debt service of all governments. Springfield Township trustees have a great relationship and respect for all of our local businesses. And Mr. Scott Singer is here today representing, which was NiSource. Scott, what's the? Columbia Midstream is the renaming, and they're on State Line Road. If you get a chance after you leave here to see that plant, it's amazing. You get the chance to look inside of an engineer's mind when you tour that plant. It's just an amazing plant. But he can tell you, and his people in Cannonsburg can tell you how we worked with them to bring them into Springfield Township. So we try to come alongside these businesses and help them as much as we can, because we know that small business is the heartbeat of America, and we must support it in every way. We see New Springfield, which is directly west of here, as a diamond in the rough. It has a great corridor between Columbiana County and Mahoney County, and we also see the Western Reserve Corridor from 170 heading out to the Five Points as another great corridor ripe for development. The deficiency in both of those areas are access to sewers. Some of these projects have been on standby for years, waiting on EPA. There's a temporary moratorium on tying into any of the sewers in Mahoney County right now, because the EPA is having Mahoney County engineers reroute all the sewage systems out this way. So until that is fixed, and it's getting real close to being fixed, once that is fixed, then we'll be able to extend sewers to New Springfield and to West Reserve Road. We are proud that there are 6,700 people in Springfield Township being served well by our employees here. And each year we have a rather large carryover at the township, when our ratio between our debts and assets is just a tremendous thing to be proud of. We've actually reduced the voted taxes here by 2 mills in the last 10 years. We have less outside millage than we had 2 mills less. And our goal in Springfield Township is to create a welcoming community for residents and businesses so that they can thrive and grow. And I hope you enjoy your time here at the school. And if you get a chance to browse around the township, like I said, the new gas plant is directly to the east of us here if you go down Middletown Road. And New Springfield is that way, Petersburg is that way. So I know it's kind of foreign to some of you. When I first took office, some of the people at the county thought Petersburg was in Pennsylvania. So I said, well, that explains why we weren't getting the services we needed. So I appreciate you all coming out today, and I look forward to hearing the rest of the speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert, for a great overview and a great update this morning. Our next update takes us to Beaver Township, and Trustee Ted Lyda Jr. will not only tell us about what's going on there, but will also give an update on behalf of the South Range Schools, whose staff is participating in a professional in-service training day and therefore cannot be present this morning. Mr. Lyda?
I forgot to mention, directly west here on Middletown Road is where we're going to build our new fire station at the corner of Middletown and Battalion Chief where are you at? There he is. He has drawings of that, so you can see what a beautiful facility that's going to be. That'll be coming this upcoming year.
Fantastic.
Good morning. I'm Ted Lyda from Beaver Township, trustee. It's good to see all of our friends and neighbors here. Always considered Springfield Township a welcome neighbor. We've worked well together and everything. We have a lot going on in our township. We're a little bit closer to Boardman, and Boardman's running out of room, so looks like we might have a hospital, a 7-story hospital, maybe the same footprint as St. E's and McClurg Road, at the corner of 680 and West Reserve Road by the Dunkin' Donuts that's there now. We're getting a new Dunkin' Donuts right in town at the crossroads of 164 and 7. We're getting a winery out, fantastic. The footprint of this winery is tremendous, with maybe room for 800 or 500 in a wedding and restaurant and villas, so overnight villas like bed and breakfast and stuff like that. That'll be on Pine Lake on 7, just overlooking the lake, so we're really excited about that. We have a couple other projects coming that we can't really, I hope we bring to fruition and see what we can do. And with the help of the chamber, we should be able to. I didn't really get to talk to Dennis Dunham about school issues, and I really don't like to talk about school issues because it's kind of two different entities, and I don't want to speak out of turn for the schools. So other than that, Rick, did I forget anything? No. Pretty much, we got a lot of infrastructure. We're putting some water lines. We run water lines down 165 towards New Springfield to the corner. And we're running another one down Miley Road now to hopefully loop this and have businesses and be prepared for other issues and in our industrial areas. We are zoned, and we do a fine job with that. We it controls our growth. We do our best, so that's about it. Thank you, and I'll see you all later. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Lida. I don't think you could ever have enough Dunkin' Donuts or wineries in any communities. That's fantastic. I didn't know, too, and I don't mean to be impromptu or put anyone on the spot. Did you want to give any kind of an update about the new fire station or anything on that end before we move on to the schools?
Basically, what I did yesterday, final drawings are back on the table if anybody would like to take a look at it. It's a future of Springfield Township, a long-term future. It is large. It is equipped with living quarters for staffing. Springfield Township, Beaver Township, this is my home. You know, I'm born and raised here. I'm rooted here. Put a lot of time into it. I was the lead person in the township to take control of it. Proud of it. Proud of the school. Proud of the area. Mr. Lida has known me for probably since I was born. And we've talked on many occasions of different things, not only with their growth over in Beaver Township, but welcome everybody. It's great to see everybody. And take a minute to look at our plans here. It'll be as beautiful as this school is here when it's complete. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, our last update from the new Springfield community is probably a little bittersweet, as current and longtime school superintendent Deborah Meddy will be retiring in just 7 short days after 18 years with the district. Please welcome Superintendent Meddy, who will give brief remarks and then introduce her successor.
Let me just take a minute and introduce my board. I hate to hear that I'm retiring in 7 days, so let me take a breath here. But I want to introduce my board. My board president is Zonda Haas. Len Fagnano is the vice president, sitting beside her. Kathy Lipp is over here, one of our board members. And our two other board members aren't able to be here this morning. Also, Don Williams is a former board member and who is now a township trustee and a big supporter of the